Do you remember the zones?
Huh?
Okay, you had the British, the French, and the American zones.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
What were you in?
At first it was all Russian.
Right.
Then they divvied up. We were in the American zone. And that was right in Berlin. And you go from one, you go around the corner, and they had a sign up. This was for the Russian, and that was for the French and the English. And they were all there. They each had their own little deal. Matter of fact, the first ones that came in were the Russians.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And right across from us, they were bombed out buildings and everything. And they came over and, oh God, that was awful. Came over and asked my mother to cook.
The Russians.
To cook for them when they first came in and took over.
They had just come in with horse wagons and everything, you know, and just piled wherever they wanted to play. We had no water. You had to go to those big fountains, just stand in line and get the water and all. And they were there about 2 months until they all had decided who they would put in everywhere. And we were holding our breath, you know, which. And then they put up signs said that we were going to be in the American sector of Berlin. Everyone was happy, you know, and the Russians said, yeah, you just wait till they come in and say, you think you'll be able to walk on a sidewalk? They'll all be crazy. Everybody, they couldn't say get out of here or nothing. We just all went, you know, till they left. That was the wild parts there.
Were you scared of the Russians? Yeah, because they were bad. They were.
Oh no, it was okay. I mean, we had never heard anything bad about them, you know. And then everybody kind of stayed inside, and we were on the second floor, and we had a porch deal. Most all of them have those porches on there. And my mama was sitting on the porch knitting. And everything quiet. Was on a Saturday, and we hadn't seen any movement at all. My mom and mother said, get inside. I said, why? She said, somebody's coming. I looked, I said, well, what is it? Who are they? I said, they don't look like Russians, because they looked filthy. They were dirty old. It was hot summertime, and they had those burr hats, those fur things on, you know. And looked, and I said, that's the Americans. She said, get in there, get in the house, get in the room. And they came by, and my mother came in too, and the two soldiers kind of looked up and were whistling.
They whistled at your mother?
I said, get in there, get in there.
They whistled at you? They whistled at you?
Yeah. And then when they kind of settled in, they had some music deals and all in a park, you know, it was summertime. And the girl lived upstairs from us. She said, they're having a concert there, let's go. And I said, okay. And we went and sat down at chairs set out and everything. About 4 soldiers came and sat behind us. And then one of them used to speak English and said, a little bit. You know, they walked me home.
Oh, wow.
Real friendly.
Wow.
Good.
First boyfriend I had was an American soldier.
Wow.
And when we got later on, you know, when my mother, when a holiday or something came up, Thanksgiving or anything, if I was dating somebody, then she said, ask him if he wants to come over. Says he's just away from home. He's just a boy away from home, you know. And we knew because my brother was gone too, you know. And the first thing they ever came out, they went in and baked. There was no food there, hardly anything. They baked these big loaves of bread. They like the French bread or Vienna bread, all white flour, that high, great big. You broke it open, kind of. We had never seen that kind of bread. We always ate, brown bread.
Yeah.
And they were like cake. When we ate those, we were like we were eating cake.
Yeah.
But it was strict.
Yeah, do you like schnitzel? Do you like German food? Do you like
what?
it? Do you like German food and different things like that? Do you like it?
I've never eaten here in a German restaurant that I liked. Never.
Oh no, not like
Sour. Everything is sour. Supposed to go there and yell,
for Hitler.
Out of school.
But that's another thing. I know everybody always says you had to. I guess you had to. I was never in a youth group.
No.
My brother wasn't either. Now what it was, when it came to be like when you were 10 years old, automatically, 10 years old, they come in and sign you up for the youth group. And I remember I said, we had the youth group come. My father said, well, you don't go to that one. And said, you don't need to be signed up. And that was it. And my brother was the same thing. He wasn't in it.
No.
And I never did get in it. But then with the war and everything, I went to East Prussia, there to my aunt and uncle, lived with them for a year while all the bombing and stuff in Berlin was going on. And then the Russians were coming from the other side, so I went back home, But they're arthritis. What are you looking at?
I was looking at these pictures.
By car, or truck, or anything. You had to go out by plane. They wouldn't let any cars or anything down. So when we got to the airport there, they took us in. They were explaining to us the fly suits. And I looked at said, what fly suit? What for? Well, if you're gonna if something happens, you gotta jump. And I said,
Oh, the parachute.
jump out of the airplane. And they said, we'll get you there, don't worry. But we sat there all snuggled in, and when it took off, you go, it went like this, straight up. Looked down there and then looked and threw out a little bit. Here came the airplanes, just the Russian air jets or whatever they had. They waved, they went like this, I went through, but we had to go over that part and then catch a train in West Germany and go to Bremerhaven. That's where the ship was.
So you took a ship?
One.
Yes, took a boat coming.